Alright, today I will be working on this MOEN valve, pressure balancing valve, manufactured by MOEN. I'll be replacing it. I'll be replacing old MOEN valve that we have over here. This is older version of MOEN shower valve with the older type of cartridge, not that common anymore. So when remodeling, we pretty much always updating and the valve and the entire plumbing hidden behind the walls. So I'll be replacing it with a brand new piece, brand new unit, with a pressure balancing system. This one has male threads, so we will do a little bit of a soldering in this case, and I will also show you how to adapt this male threaded fitting to the valve that we have over there. This is the wall at this moment. What I will do in just a second, I will get rid of the existing one. I will also place additional stud over here because they're too far apart, causing wall nuts to be really too solid. So once I have this pipe cut, I will add the stud, and then I will follow up with showing you what I'm doing. Of course, first thing, keep that in mind, turn off the water at the main source that it's coming to the house. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm doing this always at the street because I feel the safest that way. So this is it. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so we're making sure all the water got drained, got sucked through the entire system. As you can hear, there's no water present. In the second one, we do the same situation. It's the same water line, but it just go faster. And in this moment, we can drain the water out of the main valve as well before we cut any pipes. Yeah, I can hear it's draining. So there's not really a lot of water. Okay, this is it. This is the right. So yeah, so all the water should be drained at this point. Nothing leaks. So the next step, yes, and of course always trying to cut this at the lower section of the home. So yeah, so the very next steps, I will eliminate the pipes that we have present right now. I'm ready to cut this pipe. There might still be some water present in there. Hopefully not. To make the installation process a little bit easier later, I'm going to mark exact length of the pipe. Later it will be a matter of just putting elbow piece, and it will be nicely even, nicely centered. The next I'll be doing this over here. This is a little bit trickier to reach. Have this other cutting equipment to reach to harder, less accessible points. Okay. use same shower head piece, and as much as I can of old copper, because believe it or not, the older homes has way better copper than the copper you can get in local hardware store plumbing supplying place. Back then they used to do it better as everything. Okay, so this is the old MOEN, nice piece of scrap metal. I will get rid of it later. So the next step, as I mentioned, I will add additional stud over here. I will remove this block just to do a little bit of a framing, so we'll be back. Okie doke. So I have this additional piece of wood already here between studs. I also did block here that we later will attach the new valve to, and brand new block over there where we'll be attaching shower head. So everything is prepped for me to start slowly working with the valve itself. So this is it. Here I have all items that might be needed to work on such project. We have different types of cutting tools. We have this one, and I don't know where's the other one, but you've seen it a few moments ago. We have, of course, valve, some couplings, male adapters, elbows. We'll be using also Teflon tape because we have this threaded side, so I'm gonna use it to show you how to attach it with the valve. Some copper pipes, of course, solder paste, and metal brushes to clean our copper pipe. So what I'll be starting, in this case we have a cartridge inside of the valve. The first thing will be to remove cartridge so we will not accidentally burn anything. And the cartridge is gone. We had this pin that we've been holding it. So I'm placing this in a safe place. You can put it back to the box, because we don't need it anytime soon. I will put it back later when everything will be mounted to the wall. But same situation. In this case we have valve with 4 holes here, spreads to 4 different directions. One is for the regular shower head. Here we have a hot and cold water, and the bottom one with an option for faucet. In this case we're working with the shower, we don't need a faucet lower. So what I will do, I will put this type of cup that I already prefabbed to cap it off. Here we will have a hot cold water and the line that goes to the shower head. For those, we don't need to really clean those, because we'll be placing this type of adapter. This one and this one I will solder, so everything that we'll be soldering, of course, needs to be cleaned well inside. Yeah, so this one been cleaned. Here I have this already prefab piece that I will attach to cap it the faucet line, because it's not needed. There are different types. Some people will use sandpaper. This is more professional, easier, faster, do great work. So this is clean. This is our faucet piece. So we do it this way. We have our solder paste. Odsuń się Piotrek trochę dalej. putting it on the both ends here inside and on a copper pipe as well. So this is the first guy. Second piece, I already have this pre-cut pipe that I will extend and later connect with the shower head. Clean. I already have valve 1 cleaned. So this is what we do. Make sure we have enough of the solder paste, because if we don't have enough, the solder might not really penetrate everything and catch the way it's supposed to. So this is ready to be soldered, and as previously I mentioned, one of the reasons to remove the cartridge is to not burn anything, not melt anything, simply because I have this ready, have our torch. I'm trying to be careful to not really burn anything around me. The flame is not really huge. Yeah, I'm mainly focusing on a valve itself, because this one is the hardest to heat up. The pipe heats up very easily. So we have this one taken care of. We have the second one over here. Widać ten ogień? Dobrze wszystko, jak gotuje, tak? Okie doke, so this one are also nicely connected. It's really warm at this moment, so I'm gonna let it dry, let it warm out. But here we will slowly start preparing those female adapters. Same situation. I'm cleaning this inside because I will solder these pieces. At some point, one side will be soldered, one will be threaded. Some shower fixtures has a female versus male here, so there's no really option to solder any pipes. Every single connection has to be done with male piece, the one like this. So we're screwing this inside. This one is a little bit easier to work with than the other one, because of obviously solder. It gives more peace of mind versus using Teflon tape or other sealants. But I have one cleaned. I'm gonna need 2 of those. They will be for hot and cold water. So depending on the situation, we're using different adapters. So this is it. Here, what I have a pipe. I'm going to cut 2 longer pieces. Later I will cut it to correct length, but working with the longer is a little bit easier for now. I'll show you what I have in mind in a few moments. The way the tool works, we tighten this a little bit, do three turns, same situation, tightening like a pre-cut. So this one nice and clean. This one nice and clean. Make sure to clean a little bit more than actually will go inside the fitting, so the solder will fill all the gaps. This is the first one. And the second one. And pretty much same situation. But I'm sometimes doing, let me show you real quick, interesting thing to make this easier for me to solder. I'll do something like that. So flame actually is farther from the torch. See how cool is that? Tak żeby mnie trochę też było widać, nie? Tak czasami. Bliżej, dalej zrób, nie? Wiesz, ten ważny jest ten ogień. Okay, so this way I'm not really worried about burning anything. Okay, so this part is done.